Hello and welcome to another episode of Lights, Camera, Chaos. As a background artist, I'm often asked, what's it like working with some of the well-known celebrities? Are they as nice as they appear on screen, or are they just horrible people? Well, I'm going to tell you a story about Sean Connery. Yes, as far as I'm concerned, the best James Bond. But in this particular instance, he wasn't Bond. He was a character called Sir Auguste, and I'm going to read it because I want to make sure I get it right. Sir Auguste de Winter. And he appeared in a 1998 film, The Avengers. It was a terrible film. It was really poor. And in fact, what had happened is they'd taken the idea from a very, very successful television series called The Avengers, starring Diana Rigg, and John Steed, in this particular instance, was played by Patrick McNee. Sorry if I got his name wrong. And in this particular film, the characters were Liv Ullmann, and I'm going to read it just to make sure I get it right again. Uma Thurman, that's who it was, playing Emma Peel, and John Steed was played by Ralph Fiennes. It was not a good film, but anyway, the story about Sean Connery. This a particular scene took place in what is called the Painted Hall, and it's in Greenwich. It's part of the Maritime Museum and also the Royal Naval College. And if you've never been there, you must go. It's fantastic. They say that it is the UK's answer, or England's answer, to the Sistine Chapel, because it's called the Painted Hall, because all around the ceilings and the walls are these amazing paintings. They're called trompe l'oeil. It's called a trick of the eye, because it looks like they're in relief, but actually they're not. They're just painted on the wall. Anyway, this episode takes place in the Painted Hall. And the basis of the story is this Auguste de Winter is a mad scientist who controls the weather and is going to hold the governments of the world to ransom. And my particular part in this was, amongst others, was like a dignitary, a representative of a particular country. And I'm going to show you the scene actually a little bit later. And what happens is Sean Connery comes in and scares everybody in this room with what he's going to do to the weather and how he's going to control everybody. And the whole idea is that he appears, he makes his threat, and then disappears. Well, Connery being Connery, and he is, or seems to be, is certainly in this particular instance, a lovely guy, because I'm right at the end where he walks in. And it's been a long, long day with various episodes in this particular location. Well, he walks in and he sees me out the corner of his eye, and he looks at his watch and he leans forward to me and says, "How long before overtime?" Because as a background artist, you're paid a day rate, but when the day is finished and it goes into overtime, you get more money. So I said to him, 15 minutes. So he said, okay. So he fluffed his lines, walked into the hall, fluffed his lines, got it wrong, got the timing wrong, left again. He fluffed his lines for the full 15 minutes, caught my eye again, and he went, as if to say, okay, into overtime. I went, he walked on, got it right first time. Absolutely brilliant. So as far as I'm concerned, Sean Connery is my hero, not only as James Bond, but as a person. Here's the clip.
Now is the winter of your discontent. The weather is no longer in God's hands, but in mine. Hundreds of millions will die. They'll drown, burn, freeze. And this is merely the beginning.
I hope you enjoyed the story. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and tell everybody else. Look forward to seeing you in the next episode, perhaps in about a week's time. See you then. Bye.